Hey, we're here with the Pan Am Film Division. They won the 4 Points Film Project. They are one of the best teams in the 4 Film Project in the world. You have to watch this. Hey everybody, I'm Jordan Leo from Lemur Studios and the Buffalo 48-Hour Film Project. I'm here with the Pan Am Film Division, which is one of the most successful teams in the 48-Hour Film Project in the entire world. And that is known because they not only were in the top 5 last year internationally for 48-Hour Film Project, they also won the 4 Points Film Project, which is an international online competition by the same parent company. How did that all play out?
When we started the 48, we kind of had an expectation that we were just going to do our best and make a good film, and it didn't really matter what the awards meant. And you know, you just don't accept it at first. You're like, oh, awards don't matter, and then you're like, but if it's a possibility, that's so exciting, and I think we all felt that.
Eyes Like Mine this year, another huge, tremendous feat. It's a huge production, and it's beautiful, and it's gorgeous, but there was some stuff that happens. Tell me about it.
As these 48-hour projects go, you end up getting to a point at 3, 4 in the afternoon where you need to be at a point where you're picture locked. What actually happened was we had a picture lock that we loved, but it was just a little bit long. If you don't have one editor, it's not quite as cohesive.
Sure,
You don't know what someone else is working on and kind of their pacing and putting them all together, and obviously the time.
And we were shooting this shot at the Gorge that morning, and we raced from there and started editing it at 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Oh
when they say raced, I mean they were sprinting out.
That's incredible. Yeah, no, that's really... so this is an amazing film. Maria, very, very, very intense scenes. How did it feel for you as an actress to do these super intense scenes?
It was a learning experience for me. It was difficult. It was really difficult. I think I kind of had to just remove myself from the idea that we're making a film right now, and I just had to kind of imagine being back during this time. What kind of dire situation would I be in to have to make that decision? There was a point of insanity that I think all of us reach when we're doing a 48-hour film project, where there's the scene of John putting the cigar out on my hand, and I just kept saying to them, just actually put it out on my hand, put it out on my hand. Just, I want it to look real, this can't look fake. And they're like, are you sure you want us to do that? I'm like, you know what, no, I don't think so. But I realized early on, like, this was going to be something powerful, and I just wanted to make sure that I was able to deliver that. So I think what was really important for me was to stay in character the entire shoot. So if the camera wasn't on me, I was still trying to cry, and I hope that, you know, came through.
And so as we see here in this shot, the Gorge is a little bit of a character here. The way that you used it was like its own force. How did you come to that realization that you had to present it that way?
Well, a lot of times when we look at anything we do with the 48 is we say, like, what's kind of our asset list? What's in our favor already? You know, the Gorge is, like, to me, like a natural wonder in our area. Then the story became, kind of the seeds of an Underground Railroad story came out. So we thought, yeah, we have an international border with a beautiful gorge, and it's one of the most dynamic, cinematic places, so let's insist upon it being that. It automatically sets the stage of danger in that scene so clearly, like, no one is crossing that, period.
No. So now, after all this, you enter the 4 Points Film Competition and you win with To Have and To Hold. So how do you feel about this masterpiece, and how does it feel to win on the international stage again, more or less?
It was different. It was very different. The production of this versus Ride were kind of night and day as far as the gear we used and kind of our approach. Ride kind of was this long, drawn-out thing where we made it, and then, you know, however many weeks later we have, you know, screenings and then award shows. It's this whole drawn-out thing where this was like overnight. We wake up and we made it, didn't hear anything, wake up 2 weeks later or whatever it was, and it's just there for us to see on Facebook, you know, first place. It was like, it kind of, for me, it just hit me like a ton of bricks.
It didn't feel as real. Yeah, no, it didn't.
I mean, it's a beautiful film, it's a powerful film, and I don't want to give away the details or the spoilers of it, but what was it like this time around? I mean, in Ride of Your Life, you played someone who maybe died, maybe didn't. This one, I guess you weren't dead yet, but how did you feel about that? How did you feel?
I don't know. Every one of them, it's like they just want to kill me off. Every time. This by far was the most challenging, but I was kind of coming in cold, not having any kind of background in that genre to pull this off. But I think the coolest thing about it was we went in with this attitude of, we have nothing to lose. Let's have fun with it. We reeled things in and just decided we were going to strip it down as bare bones as we could as far as equipment went, and just see what we could do with that. And I mean, the production end of things, like, you guys pulled it off beautifully. And it's always cool to do a project with my husband too.
Who won Best Acting in this competition too?
He did.
So in addition to Mark winning Best Actor, you guys won a bunch of other awards. I got it written down here. You have Best Acting, Best Writing, Best Production Design, Best Makeup, second place in the Audience Choice, and your honorable mention in Editing. So you really cleaned up at this. How do you feel about that with the, another film going to Cannes and Filmpalooza again? How does this feel to just do it all over again?
Yeah, so I think with Ride, there was still a chance of our insecurities being like, maybe that was just a coincidence or a fluke. And then with Eyes, we kind of missed the mark. We thought we weren't satisfied with our own deliverable, and that was kind of disappointing. So we went at the 4 points with an attitude of like, let's just go for it. We're going to strip down everything. So to then have that reach Filmpalooza and Cannes is very special, and I think bolsters us to feel like, okay, it wasn't just a fluke. Potentially, we took zombie romance, which was a genre we're very uncomfortable with, and made it into something we could handle. So, yeah, I mean, super grateful.
The common trend that your films that I've seen is, aside from period piece, is emotion and story. I think what makes a lot of these films successful in the 4-Hour Film Project is that family story. And with the two that you've won with, they've been family stories, and they're things that everyone can relate to. And I feel like, maybe we're giving away a secret of the 4-Hour Film Project, or what people like and what they don't, but if you've made it all the way through this episode, you get that tip. Family stories do well. I think they're relatable, I think they're powerful, and the way that you do it is really amazing. So thank you for your contributions in these things. They've been a joy to watch, and going to Cannes with you and doing everything was just the most amazing thing. So thank you for that as well. And I think that's a wrap on the show today, but I look forward to seeing what you do next, and it's just been a great success to have you here in Buffalo. So we're gonna put the links in the description, but not all of them are available because they're in the festival circuit. So that's a thing. You can't have them be online if you're going to try to get them out in festivals. And there's other successes like the Freedom Wall documentary, and we'll put links to those too. So everything you got going on, this really talented group of people, and you got to check them out. So see you next episode.